Okay, so let's go ahead and go over the objectives of your assignment. Students will be inspired by the story of Sadako while learning the ancient art of Japanese paper folding origami. Students will understand the importance of step-by-step instruction and the execution of specific directions to create paper cranes. Students will establish a theme of color and decide a final display for their work. So what do you need? You need thin paper, okay? Thin paper could be a piece of copy paper, wrapping paper, newspaper, official origami paper would be fine too. Some of you might have that at your house. Your paper has to be square, so I'll show you how to do that in just a second. And then it also can be various sizes. If you have different sizes of squares, guess what? You're going to have different sizes of finished paper cranes, which actually could be interesting in your final display. This is a possibility, thin string and a needle, if you want to string them all together, which would be something like this, or putting them on a mobile, okay? Requirements. Are your folds and creases as perfect as possible in each step? Did you plan a final color scheme and or pattern paper for all your finished cranes? Did you plan a final display for your work? Are you going to string them all together like this, something like this? Even hooking them on a string like this is kind of cool. Are you just going to kind of set them on in your window, which would be also interesting as long as you place them in a certain way or a certain pattern? I thought it might be kind of interesting if you wanted to put them on little sticks and put them inside some of potted plants would be kind of fun. Did you develop enough cranes to fulfill your time wisely? So we are going to have about 5 to 6 30-minute sessions. So we know that anytime we start something, it takes a little bit to get used to it. But as you get used to this folding, the cool thing is it's the same thing over and over and over. So once you master the fold of the paper crane, my hope is that you'll be able to do these cranes without even watching the video, without even looking at the paper. I'm encouraging you to accept the challenge here. So share your cranes with others when we're done with our project. I'm wondering if maybe even you could, if you're sitting on a rainy day, you could actually make 1,000. I don't know, but if you do, we know that you're actually going to get your wish, right? Okay, so the legend goes. Teach somebody else to do it. Okay, I know some of you have older brothers and sisters, younger brothers and sisters, that maybe they would actually sit with you and learn how to do these paper cranes. So keep in mind these requirements. So first and foremost, before you even start your first crane, I really do want you to shop around for paper that you have in your house and really think about the fact that it's thin to help you fold better, but also think about the colors that you're using, because you're going to be able to, you're creating multiple and they all need to look nice together. Okay. You are going to be provided with a video to create your work, but I'm also going to provide you with a paper format, because once you get better, then maybe you'll just need some reminders on how to fold. So this is very similar to the video that you're going to be receiving. The last step is a little bit different, but it's not going to confuse you at all when you guys finish your final. Let me show you my final crane here that I've created. There is a step that you can, at the end, sometimes people leave them flat and pointy here, but if you're very gentle, you can pull the wings open and it kind of creates a more interesting body shape. Okay. And this is easy to readjust. The first time I folded it, I had the crane's head a little bit too big. And so I ended up making it a little bit smaller. So all you have to do is just take the end piece and pull it down and then squish it. And you can you can adjust those heads a little bit nicer. So this is the paper that I've used. I wanted to show you, if you're having trouble with making square paper, It's very easy. This is a piece of copy paper that I have at my house. Take your corner, fold it, which is kind of nice because this is the very first step in folding a crane. Okay, and doing this is not good enough in creasing. You really have to take your fingernails and really crease it. Okay, and then you're noticing that this is left. I have a pretty long piece of paper, but this is left. So since I folded it to the edges here, okay, now all I have to do is very, very carefully, as best as I can, cut a straight line. And guess what? Now I have a square piece of paper. Now it's square. So you guys can do that with any paper. Even newspaper, you might be able to get that to work, which I think newspaper paper cranes would be pretty amazing. And again, one last time. There we go. Take your fingernail and really, really crease that. Really crease it, okay? And you will be surprised how much easier it is to create those folds.